in a couple of minutes. Hello, everyone, and especially to our users that are new for TV4Education. It is our opportunity to present TV4Education Administrator Training. Okay, so we're going to be talking about all the things that you need to be doing or have set for TV4Education. Okay, so let's start with the patrons that are going to be using the system. There are basically two categories of patrons. There are students and then there are teachers. So let me deal with the teachers first, okay? Before we do anything, whether they're students or teachers, you need to set certain parameters for different groups, like year 12 students, year 10 students, year 9 students, and so forth, and teachers as well as administrators. So the administrators will be the people like the IT department, the people who actually administer the multimedia system, which is totally different to the teachers who will be using it. Okay, so let's go in as an administrator. You need to be administrator. You need to click here. Okay, you need to go down to configuration, and in configuration, you need to go to the authority editor because you need to set up certain fundamental parameters. So authority editor will bring up all the authority files. And there's two in particular you need to have. So when you go into the audience, that's alphabetical. That's why audience is first. Class grade. That's very, very important. That determines who can and cannot see certain kinds of videos. So if you go to class grade, there's all my year levels. So let's choose a 7, a year 7. Okay, if you don't have a year 7, but you need to create one, just type in here and put in 7 and then put the plus. When you put the plus, you're then going to go into the additional parameters. If you want to check on an existing year 7 or year 8 or year 11 or year 12, just click on the pencil against that particular one. Okay, and what you're looking for is 3 bits of information. You need the security rating. So if it's a 7, it'll be 7. If it's a 5, it'll be 5. If it's a 10, it'll be 10. If it's 11, it'll be 11. It'll be 12, it's a 12. Okay. And then you need the final borrowing date. So when you want the system to shut down at the end of the year, and an expiry date when you want to stop them from having access, which again is the end of the year. So 3 parameters for every year level, you need a security rating. And my recommendation, as I said, make the security number the same as the year level. So if there is 07, make it 7. If there is 08, make it 8. If there are 10, make it 10. If they're 12, make it 12. What about if they're a teacher? Well, anyone other than a student, okay? Oh, by the way, when you do any changes, you just click save, and that'll save it that quickly. And everyone who's a year 7, so whether you had 1 year 7 student or 50 year 7 students or 1,000 year level students, when you click save, it's instantly applied to all your year 7s. Okay, so let's have a look at my teachers. So let's go down here, and we've got staff. So anyone other than a student should have a security of 50. Okay, I'll explain the numbers in a minute, but they should have a security of 50. What about administrators? Let's have a look at administrators. All the administrators should have 999. Okay, now what those numbers mean when you add a video to the system, if that video is only appropriate for year 10s and above, then because the student has a year 10 classification, because they're year 10s, they will be able to watch it. If the video was if the student was a year 9 student, they cannot watch year 10 material. If they're a year 12 student, they can watch it. If the video was an M-rated video and was only to be able to see by teachers and shown by teachers, because they're a 50, you can allocate the video as a 50. Okay, if it's an R-rated stuff, you should really be flagging any R-rated stuff to be 999 administrators only, so that you can have a look at it and talk to the staff member that's downloading R-rated material if you needed to. Okay, so that's very important. That's security coding there. All right, now let's have a look at when videos come across, how do they get given a rating? That's easy. So click on the authority file again, where it's class grade. The next authority entry you need to look at is this one called default video security. So these are the defaults that videos will get. Let's have a look at it. Okay, so if it's a G-rated, the video will be given 0, which means everybody can watch it. If it was an M-rated video, it'll be given automatically 10, which means you need to be year 10 and above to watch it. If it was a MA, you need to be a 12 to watch it. If it's a PG, year 6 and above. But you can say, no, I don't want my MAs to be watching, year 12s to be watching MA stuff. Fine, just go here and change it and said MA stuff is really for teachers only. All right, so now what happens if a video comes in and it's MA, it's for teachers only. Again, the teachers can display it in a controlled environment. All right, and that's all you need to do, so that when videos get added to the system based on the classification here, they will come across. All right, now let's go and have a look at a student. Go here, we go to patrons, we go to patron management. Okay, and let's have a look at a student. I'm going to go and find a student, SC, just anyone in here, and we look at Mike Scott, and he's year 12. Okay, so I'll bring Mike Scott's record up, and because he's year 12, he automatically got given a security of 12. If I change it to a year 10, so let's go in here and we'll say, no, he wasn't really year 12, he's a year 10. So now if I go save, there, his security is upgraded to that. Okay, so whatever class grade you put a student in, if it was a staff member, then that would be there. Okay, the next thing you need to know on the patron's record, okay, every student in the system should have a role of a student. But let's assume this is not a student, this is a teacher. So first of all, you'll make him a class grade of a teacher. Then you need to get rid of the student facility. Click outside that box. Then go back in here again and then make them a teacher. Okay, so by making them a teacher, what that does is, okay, it gives them this button, TV for Education, so they can go to TV for Education and add content. Not 50 content, they can add any content to the school's collection, but you need to be a teacher to be able to do that. They can also go and request videos from any broadcast TV program. They can even request video from any Foxtel program. Okay, they can even request content based on any topic or subject or curriculum outcome. Okay, we don't care what it is, use us as your reference department. So as a teacher, if you've got the role as a teacher, then you can add content to the school's collection from TV for Education, and you can request anything from free to air, anything from Foxtel, anything on any topic, anything on any curriculum outcome. Nobody else does it. We do, as long as you've got the status of a teacher. Okay. Now, the thing is, you want to be able to go and manage your teachers. You want to add students, you want to add teachers, you want to import patrons, you want to do all those things. You can't do it with a teacher profile. You need to be as an administrator. Click on there, go back in here again. You need to be either an administrator or a librarian. My recommendation is librarian. Okay, so make sure that you've given yourself the role of a librarian and then save it. Now, all of a sudden, you can do everything the teacher does, but you can also manage the teachers, manage the content, make it more discoverable, delete content, and so forth and so on. Okay, so that's very, very important on the patron side. Now, let's go to the collection. All right, so in your system, when you go to the school's collection, you will see, so if I was a year 12 student, I will be able to see only material for year 12s and above. If I was a year 10, year 12 and below. If I was a year 10 student, I can see all the material for year 10s and below. Okay, that's what will appear up here. So if this particular video, I'm a year 10 student, but this was a year 11 video, I will not see it. I won't even know it exists. Teachers, of course, will be able to see anything from 50 and below. But let's say, for argument's sake, this video is a 50. Okay, it's sexually explicit, but it's about bullying. Okay, or it's a bit violent. It's about bullying. And what you can do is you can go into class, you can click that, and you can play the video. Okay. Now, you can play the video, and of course, you can see the video, and you can show it to the class. And of course, when you go in there, you can go big screen, okay? And then you just go play, and there you go. You can watch it. Not a problem. You can watch anything on here, okay? However, you can say, but I want my students to watch that, and it's a 50. And I can't change the global setting for that video because that's preset by the administrator. But I'm a teacher and I want to make sure that my year 10s can watch this. Not a problem. If you want your year 10s to watch this video, you click on the share icon. And this is where you as an individual teacher can override the default. Okay, you can't change the master rating, but you can override it. So I can go and say, I want my year 10s to be able to watch that video, and I'm going to give them access to that video up until the 11th of May. And then it'll regenerate that. You just highlight that, okay? And then all you need to do is right click, copy that link, and now you can give it to your students. And of course, as long as they're a year 10 student, they are able to play that video and watch it up until the 11th of May. After that, it just stops. That's it. They don't have access anymore. And by the way, every time you do a share link, we'll track who watched it, when they watched it, how often they watched it. We can give you a report on that. So if you're sending material home, or it's COVID, you want to send material home, or it's a flipped classroom environment you want to run, or you want to take this video and embed it into a learning management system, you can do all of that. And we'll always give you a report on who accessed it. So you can do that in there. Okay, so it's very easy to do. But let's say, for argument's sake, your IT department and your principal have put you into a portable at the end of the football oval and you don't have access and you want to show this video to the class. And you think, yeah, but I haven't got internet access. Not a problem. You and all your students, as long as you have access to the video, you have access to these buttons. But the one that's going to be important for you is the I for information. You click that I for information, it'll bring up all the information about that video. And there will be in that video a URL. Okay, so there's the URL field, and in that URL field there is a download button. You can click on that download button and it'll ask you where you want to store it. And you can store it on your PC or laptop. You now got a hard copy of that video, your own personal hard copy of it. Make sure you stick within screen rights rules and regulations and copyright and TV4Education, and don't distribute that to anyone other than the teachers and students at your school. You can freely distribute that. We allow you to do that, but only at your school. Okay? If you go save, it'll play. Now, sometimes people go, but I clicked that download button and it did not bring up this pop-up screen. Now, the reason for that is because your IT department might have blocked the pop-up. And if they've done that, up on here on your address bar, have a look at the right-hand side. There'll be a little red dot. If you click on it, it'll say pop-ups from Functional Solutions is blocked. Do you want to allow it? And if you go yes, that's all you do. Then you go back into the download button, click it again, and just download it. That's all there is to it. It's not set in iron, okay? You can go back there and change it. And that's all there is to the administration side of TV4Education. Now, if you're a teacher, you will have this button here. Students do not have the TV4Education button. Only you have. And when you click on that, it'll open up a whole new world of videos, the largest video educational collection ever, including videos, documentaries, learning tube, and lessons. So you can go here and you can type in science, okay, and bring up everything that you could possibly want on science. Or you can say, no, I'm going to search by subject. So click on subjects and then choose, science. Within science, I'm after chemistry. And then click on chemistry and you'll be able to have a look at that. Okay. Or you might want to say, no, I want to have a look at lessons. So click on lessons. Okay. And then go down to the bottom and find the lessons on science as well. Or you can go to YouTube and find the material on YouTube as well on whatever topic you put in here. Okay, you can also, if you put in something here, okay, I'm deliberately putting in something that doesn't exist. Okay, so if you put in something and do a search and you go to TV4Education and it says no results found, or you go into subjects and it says, oh no, there's no results found on this particular item. No, okay, so if you get no results found, what you might want to do is you might want to then ask us for material on that topic. Really easy. Click on requests up the top. As a teacher, you have access to that button. Make a request and then go topic request and then put in the information here and go submit. And we'll come back to you with a bunch of resources to meet what you are trying to search for and look for. So treat us as your research arm. What happens if you say, yeah, but I looked at the Foxtel TV guide and there's this program coming up on this obscure Foxtel channel or the Science channel, National Geographic channel. Can I request that? Absolutely. Click on make a request, go to premium channel requests, and in here choose the program, the channel that you want, and then go ahead and tell us when it's airing, okay, what the start date is, and we will go and record that program, remove all the ads. Remember, everything we do is free of ads, okay? Or you can say, no, I want a free-to-air program. Go ahead, request your free-to-air channels from here as well. Okay, so logging in with a clearance of 50 with a role of a teacher gives you all that opportunity to do all those things. Okay, now if you turn and say, all that's very well and good, but the reality is I'm just a YouTube person, so why not come in here and click on YouTube, okay? And then go ahead here and look at all the material on YouTube. We just do a YouTube search, okay? And we want to make sure we keep you legal so that you don't download YouTube. And unfortunately, we adhere to Google and YouTube's copyright, and we will not remove the ads, and we will not allow you to download them. It's illegal, it breaches copyright, and it does a whole bunch of other stuff, okay? So please, please, please make sure that you stay legal and allow us to make sure that we keep you legal in everything that you do when it comes to YouTube. Okay, so thank you very much to bring to administrators of TV4Education all the do's and don'ts and how simple and how easy it is to request content. Okay, now this is for administrators. As an administrator, you might want to click on the menu. You might want to click on Smart Classrooms and go create a lesson. And why not create a lesson? Give it a name. Okay. Create at least one lesson so you know how to do it. So if you get asked a question, how do I create a lesson? Easy. Put a name in there, go to a resource, and then go, I want to add a resource. Okay. Or you can upload your own files. You can go to YouTube. So let's add that particular resource to the system. There it is. If you want to edit that, click on the scissors. That's the start of the clip, the end of the clip. You can clip whatever you want, give it a chapter name, and then save it. Okay, and you might want to go ahead and add questions and answers. Click on the question and answers, multi-choice, yes, no, find the missing word. You can do all of that stuff in there. Okay, and by the way, if you're in a school that uses a lot of digital content, the last thing you want to have is have all this digital content floating around in here, and you're going to have to dig and try and find the ones that you have added. So what we've done is for every person on your school, you've got a My Items. So if you click the My Items button, whether you're a student or a teacher, this will only bring up the videos that you have selected and chosen to use. Okay, you will not get everybody else's stuff on there. You will be restricted just to your items, and you can drill to TV4Education items or YouTube items or catalog items or lesson items. You can drill down or drill out and find all the stuff. And by clicking on any of these items, you still have the ability to be able to share it with anyone that you want. Okay. Thank you very much for this opportunity to present TV4Education Administrator Training.